The year was 3099, and the galaxy had changed. For hundreds of years, humans had fought with aliens across space. There were many wars, battles, and misunderstandings. But finally, peace had come. After long talks and hard choices, Earth and the United Planets Alliance agreed to stop fighting. Now, instead of war, they would try friendship. To help this peace grow, the Alliance made a special idea. They built the Alien Academy, a giant space school where young soldiers and future leaders from all planets could study together. They would learn about peace, teamwork, and how to stop future wars. The Academy invited only the best students from each planet. From Earth, they chose one man, Jack Riker. Jack Riker was not like most soldiers. He was brave, yes, and strong, very strong. But he also broke the rules. He joked too much, ran into danger too fast, and often made his commanders very angry. But still, he was good at what he did. Maybe too good. When Jack heard he was chosen for the Alien Academy, he laughed. Me, in a school full of space bugs and laser nerds. This is going to be awesome. He packed one bag. Inside it, a few clothes, 2 laser pistols, a photo of his old Earth team, and lots of bubblegum. He didn't bring books. Jack didn't like books. His spaceship was sleek and silver, shaped like a sharp arrow. It flew through stars, past moons and meteors, and stopped near a huge floating building in deep space. This was the Alien Academy. The Academy was enormous. It had shiny glass walls, spinning towers, and glowing lights. It looked like a city made of crystal. Around it, tiny training ships flew in circles. Alien music played through the space radio. There were over 100 alien species inside, some with wings, some with claws, some with more eyes than Jack could count. Jack looked out the ship window and whistled. This place is weird. I like it. The ship landed at Dock 7. The door opened with a hiss. Jack stepped out, wearing his Black Earth uniform. He had dark boots, a laser belt, and a backpack over one shoulder. He blew a big bubble with his gum, popped it, and said, "Time to learn," or cause a little trouble. A tall robot greeted him. "Welcome, Earth student. Please follow the light to your quarters." Jack nodded but didn't follow right away. He looked around at all the aliens watching him. Some were curious. Some looked afraid. Some laughed when they saw him chew gum. Jack gave them a big smile and a wave. "Hey, alien folks. I'm Jack. I'm your new classmate. Try not to fall in love." The robot sighed. "This will be interesting." As Jack walked into the academy, the halls were filled with strange sounds and smells. He passed a group of green-skinned aliens juggling fireballs. A floating brain was reading a book while humming. A small furry creature zoomed past on a hover skateboard. Jack grinned. Yeah, definitely not Earth. He didn't know it yet, but his arrival would change the academy forever. Peace was the goal, but with Jack around, chaos was always close behind. Jack Riker followed the glowing lights through the halls of the Alien Academy. Everything looked shiny and high-tech. The walls changed colors. The doors opened by reading your thoughts. There were machines floating in the air, cleaning and repairing things. Jack had never seen a place like this. After walking for 10 minutes, he reached a door with his name glowing on it. Cadet Jack Riker, Earth. The door slid open, and Jack stepped inside his new room. It was bigger than he expected. There were 4 beds, 1 in each corner, and weird furniture floating in the middle. A glass wall showed the stars outside. The room looked peaceful, too peaceful. "Hope they don't snore," Jack muttered, dropping his bag. Just then, one of his new roommates appeared. "Greetings," said a voice. Jack turned to see a tall blue alien with 4 eyes and a serious face. She wore a neat silver uniform and held a digital clipboard. I am Zarla of Planet Vinduri. I follow all Academy rules and expect the same from my roommates. Jack grinned. Hi, Zarla. I'm Jack. I follow fun, and sometimes trouble follows me. Zarla blinked all 4 eyes. That is not comforting. Another alien slid into view. Literally. It was a blob of green slime with 2 eyes floating inside it. The blob changed shape every few seconds, sometimes tall, sometimes short, sometimes shaped like a chair. Hi, I'm Gloop, the slime creature said cheerfully. I like games, snacks, and shiny things. Jack laughed. I like you already. Then the last roommate entered. A metal door opened with a soft hiss, and a robot walked in. It looked like a lizard made of silver parts. Its eyes glowed red. I am Nax 77, the robot said in a cold, robotic voice. I follow orders. I obey all protocols. I record everything. Jack raised an eyebrow. You record everything, even naps. Correct, Nax replied. Jack tossed his bag onto the nearest bed. All right, groomies, here's the deal. I don't like rules, I do like explosions, and I'm not good at sharing snacks. But I'll try not to burn the place down. Zarla groaned. This is going to be a nightmare. Later that day, they went to orientation. Alien students from all over the galaxy gathered in the giant welcome hall. Some had wings, some had tails, some were made of gas or crystal. Jack waved at everyone like they were old friends. Hey, fellow aliens, who's ready for some fun? Zarla tried to hide behind a tall plant. The headmaster of the academy, a wise old alien with glowing skin, welcomed the students. You are here to learn peace, teamwork, and galactic unity. Respect all beings. Respect the academy. Jack raised his hand. Do we get jetpacks? The headmaster blinked slowly. Only in advanced flight class. Sweet, Jack said, sitting back with a smirk. As the day went on, Jack made his presence known. In the cafeteria, he reprogrammed the food machine to shoot popcorn at people. In the dorm halls, he challenged other students to hoverboard races. In the library, he stacked books to build a small fort. Some students laughed. Others were annoyed. This human is a problem, said one alien teacher. He is different, said another, but maybe that is good. Zarla confronted Jack back at the dorm. Why are you like this? Jack replied, because space is boring without a little chaos. Gloop turned into a rubber duck and bounced on the bed. Jack is fun. Nax beeped. Human Jack, 87% unpredictable. Danger level, medium. Jack kicked his boots up and leaned back. Get used to it, team. This is just the beginning. And he was right. It was Jack's third day at the Alien Academy, and he was already making headlines. Well, not the good kind. Some students thought he was funny. Others thought he was dangerous. But no one could ignore him. That morning, Jack and his roommates walked into their next big challenge, Alien Combat Class. The training room was massive. It had floating platforms, zero-gravity zones, and obstacle fields made of glowing energy. Strange machines floated above them, ready to scan every move. The walls were covered with holograms showing past battles and famous alien warriors. Jack looked around and whistled. Now this looks fun. Their teacher was a tall, serious alien named Master Quan. He had silver skin, long robes, and glowing yellow eyes. He didn't smile. Ever. Welcome to combat class, Quan said in a deep voice. Here you will not learn to destroy. You will learn to defend, protect, and bring peace through skill, control, and teamwork. Jack raised his hand. Do we at least get to blow something up? Master Quan gave him a long, cold stare. No. Jack smiled. Challenge accepted. The class started with basic training. Students had to dodge flying drones, block energy blasts, and practice peaceful takedowns. Most students were quiet and careful. Jack, of course, wasn't. During a shield practice, he threw his energy disc like a frisbee. It bounced off 3 walls, knocked over a training robot, and made Gloop fall into a water tank. Oops, Jack said. My bad. Master Quan frowned. Focus, Cadet Riker. Next was team strategy training. Students were put into squads and sent into a simulation room. Inside, they had to defeat enemy robots and protect a power core using teamwork. Jack was teamed up with Zarla, Gloop, and Nax, his usual roommates. Zarla made a careful plan. Nax, you guard the core. Gloop, you distract. Jack, you go left with me. Jack nodded. Sure. Sounds boring. I'll do it my way. Before anyone could stop him, Jack jumped over the wall, ran into the middle of the robot zone, and started blasting. We have a... He shouted, dodging lasers and laughing as he flipped through the air. Zarla screamed, You're ruining everything. Gloop cheered, Go Jack. Nax beeped, This plan is illogical. Updating threat level. Jack managed to defeat all the enemy drones by himself. Smoke filled the simulation room. The robot army was a pile of sparks. The mission ended. The class cheered. But when the scores came up on the screen, Jack's team had lost points. Zarla stared in disbelief. What? We defeated the enemy. Master Quan said, yes. But you ignored the mission strategy. You did not protect the power core. You did not work as a team. You failed the lesson. Jack shrugged, but we won the fight. Quan looked at him seriously. You are not here to win fights. You are here to build peace. Peace requires trust. Trust requires teamwork. Jack looked away. He didn't like being told he was wrong, even when he kind of was. Later that evening, back in the dorm room, Zarla was still mad. You made us look like fools. Jack lay on his bed, chewing gum. I made us win. You're welcome. Gloop tried to calm things down by turning into a cute puppy. Nax stood still, scanning everyone. Zarla crossed her arms. You are chaos, Jack Riker. Jack grinned. That's what makes me special. Even though he was always causing trouble, deep down, something in Jack was starting to change. Maybe he didn't fully trust aliens yet. Maybe he didn't believe in rules. But maybe, just maybe, he'd start learning why peace mattered. And the real test was coming soon. It was a quiet night at the Alien Academy. Most students were sleeping, recharging, or studying quietly in their rooms. The stars outside twinkled, and the station floated peacefully in deep space. But Jack Riker wasn't sleeping. He tossed and turned in his bed, staring at the ceiling. Too quiet, he muttered. Too peaceful. Something's gotta happen soon. Then he heard something. A soft clank. Click. Buzz. Jack sat up. The sound was coming from the hallway. His roommates were all asleep. Zarla snored quietly while hugging her datapad. Gloop was a puddle in a bucket, and Nax was plugged into the wall charging. Jack slipped on his boots, grabbed his blaster, and tiptoed into the hall. The lights were dim, the halls empty. But the sound continued. Click, click, beep. He followed the noise through a few turns, down a long ramp, and into a part of the academy he hadn't seen before. This place is like a maze, he whispered. Then he saw it. In a dark corner near the engine room, an alien figure was placing strange black devices on the wall. Jack's eyes widened. Bombs, he whispered. Those are definitely bombs. He took a step forward and has stepped on a loose screw. The alien spun around. Its face was hidden by a mask. It growled in a strange language and reached for a weapon. Jack didn't wait. He turned and ran. Laser shots flew past him. He ducked, jumped over a crate, and dove through a closing door just in time. Back in the dorm, Jack burst into the room. Wake up. Danger. Someone's planting bombs. Zarla blinked groggily. What are you talking about? I saw it. In the engine room. Some alien was setting up explosives. Naxa's eyes glowed. Are you certain? Of course I'm certain. I don't joke about bombs. Kloop yawned. Maybe it was just part of a school project. Jack shook his head. No way. This wasn't school stuff. This was Boone the Academy kind of stuff. The next morning, Jack ran to tell the teachers. Master Quan, there's a real threat. Someone's trying to blow up the school. But the teachers didn't believe him. You've caused many false alarms, Cadet Riker, Quan said sternly. This sounds like another prank. I'm serious this time, Jack said. I saw it with my own eyes. The other students laughed behind him. Jack's being dramatic again, one said. Frustrated, Jack returned to his room. No one believes me. Zarla crossed her arms. Maybe if you acted serious once in a while, they would. Jack looked at his team. You guys are my roommates. You know me. Do I look like I'm lying? Gloop turned into a truth meter and beeped green. He's not lying. Nex added, facial scan. 92% match with truth-telling patterns. High probability of honesty. Zarla frowned. All right. If you're right, then we can't let this go. But if you're wrong, I'm reporting you. Jack smiled. Deal. So the four of them made a secret plan. Jack would lead, Zarla would track the signals, Nex would hack the security doors, and Gloop would slip through the vents to watch the engine room. They didn't know exactly what was going on. But one thing was sure, Jack Riker, the Chaos Cadet, might be the only one standing between the Academy and disaster. And this time, he wasn't joking. Jack Riker stood in front of his roommates with a serious look on his face. Well, as serious as he could manage. All right, team, he said. The teachers don't believe me. So it's up to us to stop this bomb-planting space bandit. Zarla folded her arms. We'll need a real plan this time. No running and blasting. We must be smart. Jack rolled his eyes. Fine. No blasting, unless absolutely necessary. Nax 77's eyes glowed red. Enemy threat level unknown. Scanning past recordings. Detected unusual activity in Sector D12, engine maintenance area. Kloop bounced in excitement. Ooh, that's where Jack saw the masked alien. Exactly, Jack said. That's where we'll go. Tonight. They gathered supplies. Zarla created a digital map of the Academy. Nax hacked into the security feeds, and Gloop. Well, Gloop packed snacks and turned into a backpack. That night, when the Academy was quiet again, the team slipped out of their room. They moved through dark halls, ducking behind corners and dodging security patrols. Jack tried to hum spy music, but Zarla hushed him. Shay, we're on a mission, not in a movie. Jack grinned. Everything I do feels like a movie. They reached the engine maintenance hall. The area was locked behind a tall metal door. Your turn, Nax, Jack whispered. Nax plugged into the wall. Sparks flew, and the door slid open with a soft hiss. They entered slowly. The engine room was huge, filled with glowing machines, giant power cores, and buzzing wires. The air smelled of metal and electricity. Zarla checked her scanner. There's something strange near the back wall. They crept closer, and then they saw it. More of the black devices, 5 of them, planted neatly along the wall. "Those are definitely bombs," Jack whispered. Suddenly, a deep voice came from behind them. "You should not be here." The same masked alien from before stepped out of the shadows. This time, he wasn't alone. 2 more shadowy figures appeared behind him. Jack stood tall. "Look, I don't know what you guys are planning, but you picked the wrong academy to mess with." The alien pulled out a weapon. "This place is a mistake. Peace is a lie. War is the true path. The academy must fall." Zarla gasped. "You're from the Shadow Syndicate." The alien nodded. "We don't want peace between species. We want power." Jack whispered to Gloop, "Create a smokescreen." Gloop transformed into a fog machine and released thick green mist. "Now," Jack shouted. The team jumped into action. Zarla used her telekinesis to push one enemy away. Nax fired a stun beam at another. Jack ducked and rolled, kicking the weapon from the leader's hand. They fought hard. Lasers flew, punches landed, and alarms began to blare. Security bots finally arrived, shining bright lights into the room. The Shadow Syndicate aliens tried to escape, but Jack tackled the leader and held him down. "Not so fast, mask face," Jack said with a grin. The security bots surrounded them. "Hands up. All suspects, freeze." Jack pointed. "We're not the bad guys. Check the bombs." The teachers came rushing in. Master Quan's eyes widened when he saw the explosives. Zarla turned to him. Jack was telling the truth. The academy was in danger. Master Quan nodded slowly. It appears he was. Jack stood up, brushing dust from his shirt. "Told ya." For once, nobody rolled their eyes. Later that night, back in the dorm, Zarla looked at Jack and said, "I hate to admit it, but you did good." Gloop bounced happily. Jack saved the day. Nax beeped. Mission successful. Chaos controlled. Barely. Jack leaned back on his bed with a smile. "See? Chaos isn't so bad when it's on your side." But while the immediate danger was over, a bigger challenge was coming. The Shadow Syndicate wasn't done yet. 2 days after Jack and his team stopped the Shadow Syndicate, things at the Alien Academy were different. Suddenly, Jack wasn't just the troublemaker from Earth. Students gave him high fives. Teachers nodded at him in the halls. Even the cafeteria bots gave him extra dessert. Zarla, Gloop, and Nax were proud, though they didn't always show it the same way. "You saved the academy," Zarla said. "Just don't let it go to your head." Gloop turned into a golden trophy. Jack the hero. Nax beeped. Public approval increased by 63%. Jack grinned. Guess being chaotic has its perks. But the celebration didn't last long. That morning, Master Quan called the team to the training hall. His face looked more serious than usual. "You 4 have shown great courage," he said. "But now you face your final challenge." Jack blinked. "Final what?" "Your team is now part of the Galaxy Peace Trials," Quan explained. "It is the final test for all top cadets. It will measure your teamwork, your courage, and your heart." Zarlo raised an eyebrow. "What kind of test?" Quan pointed to a large, spinning hologram of a broken planet. "You will be sent into a full simulation, a disaster zone. Your goal: rescue the stranded citizens, survive enemy threats, and restore balance without weapons." Jack gasped. "Wait, no weapons?" Quan shook his head. "Only your minds, your skills, and your trust in each other." Jack leaned toward Zarla. "We're so doomed." An hour later, the team stood on the edge of the simulation chamber. The lights dimmed. The floor shook. and then the test began. In a flash, they found themselves in a ruined alien city. Buildings were cracked. Fires burned in the distance. The sky was full of ash. Sirens echoed everywhere. A message buzzed in the air. Begin mission. Rescue the civilians. Avoid hostile forces. Time limit, 45 minutes. Sarla pulled out her scanner. 5 life signs over there. Gloop, go check. Gloop turned into a rolling ball and zipped away. Nax climbed a damaged tower to scan from above. Jack, meanwhile, lifted a broken beam off a trapped alien with his bare hands. "You okay, buddy?" he asked the alien. The alien nodded. "Thank you, human." Jack smiled. "We've got you." Suddenly, shadow figures appeared at the end of the street. They looked just like the syndicate agents from before. "Oh," Jack muttered. "We've got company." The team didn't panic. Zarla created a shield with her energy. Gloop turned into a bouncy wall. Jack led the rescued aliens away while Nax distracted the enemies with flashing lights and fake signals. It worked for a while. Then a bigger threat appeared, a giant robot, glitching and stomping through the ruins. "New challenge unlocked," the message said. "Mega drone activated." Jack stared. Seriously, who programs this stuff? They had to think fast. Sarla used her telekinesis to throw rocks at the robot's eyes. Gloop climbed inside the robot's leg and messed up the wires. Nax hacked the system, and Jack lured the robot into a trap. Together, they brought it down. With only 2 minutes left, the last alien citizen was rescued. The test ended. The sky cleared. The ruins faded away. And the voice said, "Mission complete. Team victory." They were transported back to the Academy Hall, where Master Quan and other teachers waited. "Well done," Quan said. "You didn't just pass. You became a true team." Zarla smiled slightly. "We worked together." Gloop turned into a sparkly crown and sat on Jack's head. Team Chaos. Jack looked at his friends and said, "Maybe I don't always need explosions. Just good teammates." The Academy cheered. Jack Riker, once a rule-breaking Earth soldier, had become something greater. A galactic hero. But one more surprise still waited. The sun, or whatever passed for a sun on the space station, was rising over the alien academy. The day after the final test felt different. Jack Riker woke up to the sound of music playing in the halls. Not just regular music, celebration music. Alien drums, electric flutes, and floating banners in every color danced through the air. He stretched and grinned. "I like this kind of wake-up call." Zarla was already dressed and brushing her hair with a hovering brush. "Today is the graduation ceremony," she said. "You better not be late." "I'm never late," Jack said, still half asleep. "You were late yesterday," Zarla replied. "And the day before that," Nax added. Gloop giggled and turned into an alarm clock. All right, Jack said, jumping out of bed. "Let's go become legends." The entire academy gathered in the grand hall. Students sat in rows, floating on glowing chairs. Teachers stood tall in formal robes. Above them, a giant screen showed the galaxy with the words, "United for Peace." Master Quan stood at the center. "Today," he began, "we honor the cadets who have proven themselves not just in strength, but in spirit. They have shown courage, unity, and growth. They remind us that peace is not easy, but it is possible." He looked directly at Jack and his team. "Step forward, Team 19. Jack, Zarla, Gloop, and Nax walked to the stage. The crowd clapped and cheered. Even the serious robot guards waved small flags. Quan held up a glowing medal, shaped like a star wrapped in a ring. For your actions during the crisis, your teamwork in the final trial, and your surprising creativity, he said with a small smile, you are now official peace agents of the Galactic Union. Zarla bowed respectfully. Nax beat happily. Kloop did 3 backflips. Jack just raised a fist and shouted, Wuku, take that, gravity. The crowd laughed. Even Quan chuckled. After the ceremony, the team returned to their dorm to pack up. Their time as students was over. So what now? Jack asked, holding his Earth Army boots. Zarla looked at the galaxy map on the wall. There are still problems out there. Planets in conflict. Places that need help. Which means, Kloop said, transforming into a tiny spaceship, we're going on a new adventure. Nax projected a list of missions. First assignment, travel to planet Tyros. Report strange energy storms, possibly syndicate activity. Jack strapped on his gear. Looks like chaos is back on the menu. Zarla smirked. Let's just try controlled chaos this time. They loaded their things onto a small academy ship. It was fast, shiny, and painted with their team logo, a star with a wild lightning bolt through it. As the ship took off, Jack looked out the window. I came here thinking aliens were weird, dangerous, but now I think I've changed. Zarla nodded. We've all changed. You are 34% more focused, Nax confirmed. Jack laughed. Only 34%. Better than 0%, Kloop said with a grin. The ship entered hyperspace, leaving a trail of rainbow energy behind. From soldier to student to galactic hero, Jack Riker's journey had just begun. The academy was behind them, but the real universe was waiting. There would be more challenges, more danger, more weird alien food. But whatever came next, Jack knew one thing. He wouldn't face it alone. The end, or maybe the beginning of something even bigger.